This is Julie Sprankles of Charleston Home and Design Magazine. I'm here with Marilyn Gay, owner of Charleston-based business Panes and Pillows. Hey, Marilyn, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. Now, first, will you tell our readers and listeners a little bit about what your business is?
Panes and Pillows is a custom window treatment business. We make custom window treatments, custom bedding, custom pillows, cushions, outdoor draperies for patios and for patios. And the window treatments are actually designed by me personally. I have a full line of fabrics, trims, hardware, and I come directly to your home so that you can see everything in the light of your home. I will give you a rendering of your window treatment before you actually purchase it, and I have the ability to take a picture of your window and actually design the treatment right on your window so you can actually see what that is. Everything is done in the comfort of your home so that you can see what it's really going to look like in that.
So convenient for homeowners. Everybody, of course, likes convenience nowadays. Now, we are here at the Orangeburg Country Club. It's a beautiful, beautiful estate, and I understand you have a great deal of work here. Can you talk to us about the general scope of what you did?
Yes, Orangeburg Country Club a couple of years ago was purchased by one of the residents here in the town of Orangeburg, and it's an older club. And he purchased the club with the idea of upgrading, adding on to it, and renovating it. So as you go through here, you can see it is a huge, huge building, and it's much larger than it was when he first purchased it. So I was involved doing all of the window treatments here, and being a country club, there's lots of windows, and huge, huge windows. So I was called in right from the beginning with the designer, and I designed all the window treatments and picked all the fabrics, the trims, and we did the installation here as well. It was a project that lasted probably about 13 months for me. It was one of the funnest projects I've ever worked on, probably one of the most demanding that I've worked on, just the nature of it being so big and working with contractors and trying to keep dates and deadlines. And the country club's main goal when they started this project was to not have downtime with the club. So at some point the club had to be functional in some way through the entire reconstruction process. So that meant that each one of the contractors had a deadline that they had to be with, and we had to just be one right behind the other. And sometimes we were stepping all over, and literally we would have the painters in one day, the carpet layer in the next, and me the next, and sometimes all three of us were there the same day. So but it turned out beautiful. I'm extremely proud of the work that was done here, and I'm just really honored to have been a part of this project. So,
what are some of the different types of treatments you did throughout the country club?
We did everything from drapery panels to just plain valances in one room. We did some shadings in the rooms. We did plantation shutters. Pretty much any kind of window treatment that you can design. And that was one of my ideas, is that I don't want anything to look the same. I want it to all be different and unique in every room, but yet pulled together with the decor of the building. So.
That's a clever idea, because a lot of places like this can start to look very uniform. Every room kind of looks the same. Now, speaking of unique treatments, we are standing in front of a very long wall here of treatments you did. And this is just one of the rooms you did. But I understand this is your favorite treatment in this building?
Yes, that's correct. It is one of my favorite. It was one of the hardest as well, and maybe that's why it was my favorite. It was a challenge. I just happened to like this window treatment. It's somewhat of an asymmetrical look. It's one of those window treatments that there's no room for error. I mean, as you can see, the valance is flat, and each one of the windows here is a little bit different size, so everyone had to be just right to the exact inch of the window treatment to make sure that it fit and it laid in the right place, and everything hung properly. So that was a challenge, not only making it, but the installation was quite a day as well. So again, trying to get the rods all to fit together, and the brackets in the right place so that we had sturdy enough wood, and to try to work around some of the details in the moldings in this room as well. If you've noticed here, this club is just full of just gorgeous, gorgeous moldings, which makes the beauty of it. But sometimes moldings are a nightmare for me, and we just have to work around them. So,
well, it's really a lovely treatment, and I'm sure our readers, listeners, and viewers look at something like this and they think, I would never think of that myself. Now, when someone calls you for consultation, where does the process typically kick off? Do you supply them with these kind of ideas?
Absolutely. When someone calls me, most of the time they don't really know what they want. They have either a privacy issue or they've just moved into a house and it needs something to warm the walls, or they want a valance, and that's about as far as I usually get. Then I spend a few minutes talking with them, finding out what their likes are, what their style is, what colors are we working with, what's the style of your room, what's your goal for your window treatments, do we have privacy issues, do we have insulation issues, and just get a good scope of what they're interested in. At that point, I set up an appointment with them, and at that point, I bring out fabric samples based on our conversation and trim samples, everything that we may need, and design ideas at that. I sometimes actually am able to get a picture of the window before I get there, and that's always a lot easier, so you can get a visual and I can start thinking a little bit ahead of time of design ideas. Once you get there, sometimes, windows in the corner, and it's, a little bit of a challenge, but that's okay. Those are the ones that really usually turn out to be the best. And once I get there, we choose a fabric or some fabrics that we think we may like, and we look at some designs that we like, and then I take a photograph of their window. I go back, I order memo samples of the fabrics that they want so that they can take that memo sample and leave it in their room for a couple of days to see it all times of the day because the light changes things. And then I do a rendering of the treatment that they've selected with the fabric. I can actually plug the fabric right in onto the window so that they can see what it really is going to look like when they finish, and make sure that's what they want before we start actually fabricating the treatment.
So really it's kind of it takes the guesswork out of it. People don't have to be afraid that they're going to get something they don't like because they're seeing it the entire process. And it seems like a very personal process because, like you said, you can have a picture of their actual window in their actual home, and then am I correct in saying you actually can plug in treatments onto that before you meet with them? So when you meet with a homeowner, you actually have a picture of their window with a potential treatment.
Right. If they can email me a digital photo, and actually if they can get a photo on their cell phone, some of those actually I can zoom in and to give them some ideas, and then if we're real off base, then we can just plug in another one. Or if I get conflicting ideas and they think, well, yeah, I'm contemporary, but it's the next breath it sounds like they're traditional, maybe I'll do 2 renderings just so that they can see it. So it is a wonderful program. It has helped the husbands, usually, not to sound sexist, but it does help the husbands to see it and to really realize what just a simple panel in a room will do for it as far as warming it up and making it more homey and what they're getting. So the Dream Draper program has paid for itself many times over just through the spouses of being able to see before they purchase what they're getting.
Absolutely. It sounds incredible. Now, I'm sure everybody's going to know how they can reach out to you to talk about getting treatments of their own. What is the best way to reach you?
You can reach me by phone. My number is 843-693-6900, or you can view my website at www.panes, and pillows.com. And on my website, there are many pictures of my treatments that I've worked on over the years, so you can get a feel for that. And it may even help you say, I like this, I don't like that.
Wonderful. So head to panesandpillows.com for some more inspiration before giving Marilyn a call. And Marilyn, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.